Hello, welcome back to the channel. Match reaction time. Leeds United won, Wolves won. And yeah, we deserved that draw in the end. But before we get into that, please smash the likes as you come in. Smash the likes on the replay if you're watching the replay and subscribe to the channel. Um, Listen, after the first half, I wasn't feeling very optimistic. When Raphinha went off injured, I wasn't feeling too good either. But the team turned it around. So let's give him credit, man. Um, it's a start, isn't it? I'm not gonna get so giddy over a home draw, but it's a start. I had a 2-1 prediction yesterday to Wolves, and the team proved me wrong. Good. That's all. That's all you want. That's all you want, to be proven wrong when you're thinking that your team's not going to do something. So yeah, listen, we'll get into it now. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Big up everybody in the building. Um, we'll talk about it now. Let's just get into it. Excuse me if my throat's a bit off today. My voice is a bit sore, but I'm here. I'm still standing, kind of. First half. I mean, let's go with the starting lineup. It was good to see Harrison, James, and Raphinha all being fitted in. It was about time that Tyler Roberts did get dropped, and it was good to see that Bielsa wasn't just talking in the press conference and giving it all the talk about changing, but not actually changing anything. He actually did do something today, which was good to see. It was good to see him at least try something different with. Well, I thought Raphinha was going to be down the middle, but Raphinha was basically still out wide with Dan James down the middle. Harrison out left, and we got to talk about Harrison too. I hope the doctor's not in the building because he will be giving me pelters for this one. But we got to talk about Harrison in the first half. Um, he was that bad that he got replaced by Tyler Roberts, man, and that's pretty damning. But that first half, before we get into the second half, that first half was it it was a slight improvement on Southampton, but bear in mind that bar is generally on the floor. It's like you couldn't get any worse than the Southampton game. So shots getting off, shots on target, movement, passing the ball to each other. That was always going to be improvement over the Southampton game. The first half was showing us was, if Rafinha's free, give him the ball. That's basically what the game plan was in the first half. It was it was like LeBron James in basketball, man. If he's free, give him the ball. That's what it was with Raphinha. He was basically carrying our team on his back in the first half. All the bits of quality that came through us was through him. Everyone else looked like they couldn't control the ball for large periods of the game. Click was awful. Mateus Click's put in another bad performance, man, and they're all adding up for me now. Like there's only so much rope you can give some of these players, and Click was terrible yet again today. Like one of the worst. And Harrison was bad today. He hasn't been the Jack Harrison um, that 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 I know of, that I believe in. That wasn't him today. He made a decision when we was 1-0 down, when he took a shot and Raphinha was running through, ready just to slot that in the corner. I could see exactly what Raphinha was going to do if you got the ball to him. But when Jack Harrison went for a shot that skewed way wide, and it's like, man, it's these kind of things that are going to annoy a guy like Raphinha, who expects better, and he should be playing with better. I won't deviate from that. He should be playing with better. That's why we do have to get ready for him to be gone in the summer, because he deserves better than what he was playing with today in the first half. You know, but like I said, the first half was better, but a few of the players were just too reliant on Raphinha overall. Their goal, it would be nice, one time if a goal from the opposition, the opening goal, came from a 25-yard thunderbolt, or something else that is just not poor defending. But it was poor yet again. It was easy. It was just so easy. If we're getting these, we're laughing all day long, but they just seem to happen against us. And it was Cooper not jumping for the ball. It was Harrison sliding in into nowhere. And there was three guys around Chan. There was three guys around the goal scorer, and not one of them could even touch him. Not one. it's just so poor. The goals we're giving away are just too easy for the opposition to score. Yeah. One thing I will say is that when I saw the referee for the game, Rob Jones, I thought we'd be all right, because if anyone's noticed, that guy's usually been pretty good for us. But he wasn't good today. And we'll get into some of those decisions today as well. Yeah, I mean, I see a few people talking about the Wolves once they were 1-0 up. Yeah. Listen, Wolves did it last season. I remember Connor Cody in this game did the same thing he did last season in the game at Elland Road, where the ball hits his head and he just stays down, because they know that it stops the game. It stops the game when they're under a bit of pressure, and it makes the referee stop the game, and then they can just regroup. He did it again today. A lot of them were doing it through cramp. Funnily enough, when we got the equalizers, all of a sudden the cramp was no issue anymore. But yeah, we move. Listen, it's all gamesmanship, isn't it? If you're ahead and you want to see some of your players manage the game like that too. So we can't really hammer them for that when you really want that from your own team, to break up the play for the opposition if you're under a bit of pressure. But yeah, just in defense today, and the gaps as well was. The gaps were ridiculous at times today. And I'm not talking about like in the second half when we were chasing the game. That's expected. I'm talking about in the first half, especially down our right-hand side where Shackleton was. They were just putting the ball in. The gaps were like this. It was literally like the Creed song, you know, with arms wide open. With arms wide open. That song, yeah? It was like that. The gaps were just tremendously big. And that isn't sustainable over a season. It's just not. It's just not sustainable over a season. They've got to get better with this. Shackleton today, I felt he was out of position a lot of the time at right back, because I could hardly see him. It was Llorente going over to cover. Raphinha was having to track back. I don't know what he was doing, in all fairness, some of the game. Oh, hold on. Just before the super chat goes, shout out to the doctor. He's here. Thank you for the support, Doctor. You know, always appreciate the super chats. The Doctor saying Harrison, an expensive Jimmy Kebe. God damn. Coops. Okay, Coops stick. I don't want to insult the players with stuff like that, but I'm just saying there's a reason why you don't play certain players in a role like that, and that's for me where it goes. Why not let's try Strike and Llorente together again? It worked for us in the second half of last season. Let's do it again. If you want to play Strike in the defensive midfield role yet again, let's try Cresswell next to Llorente. Just give us something different, man, because look, if I speak, I'll let you guys speak about it, yeah, because when I say something, it looks like I've got an agenda running, but I'm just looking out for my club. It's as simple as that. Robert Dunlap, please don't sing again. I can't promise that. But that's what I'm saying. Yeah, PSF, that's what I'm saying. Move Shackleton to midfield and give somebody else a go at right back, because I don't know. It's not his first position, so it's not his fault. But for me, he just went missing at that position too many times today. Jack Harrison was subbed off at halftime. You know what? I can't just leave the. I want the defense to change. I can't just leave it there. I do. Like I'm not slating the guy. He's a captain. He's the leader. But when I see him, it gives me the Roy Keane vibes. You know, when Roy Keane was talking about Jordan Henderson, if he's not playing or playing well, you know, what does he do around the team? Does he do a carrot trick? You know, does he do magic? You know, he's giving me those vibes, man. Like, I just feel that we need something different in defense, just to be a bit more assured. You know, Connor Cody is not the best defender in the world. He's not. But I saw him leading today properly at the back. He was organizing their defense with authority. I don't see that from Cooper. I don't see it on the pitch. He must be a huge influence off the pitch. It must be that, because I don't see it on the pitch. I just don't. Yeah, Robert Hall. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't really want to talk about it too much, but I do want to make it clear that I do want a different centre-back pairing. I do a different centre-back next to Llorente. Robert Hall saying gone beyond the point of pointing out Cooper's mistakes. It happens, and it's just part of the furniture now. But it shouldn't be. That's the point. It shouldn't be part of the furniture. We shouldn't be just accepting it because he was the captain that got us up. It shouldn't be part of the furniture. Yep, Struijk to PSF. Struijk needs to be centre back. That's it for me. The defensive midfield role yet again. It's not his fault. It's not his position. We just plug players around the place. Dallas back at left back. It's all mad. And yet again, Mr. Forshaw on the bench didn't even come on today. Maybe an injury did scupper that. But yet again, Forshaw doesn't start, and he's supposed to be our midfielder. There's no way he's not fit now. He's definitely fit. It's just that Bielsa can see exactly what everyone else with common sense knows, is that he's not ready to start Premier League games. Facts. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. You know? Yeah, Nicholas, I get it. Cooper will be phased out eventually. Let it happen when it happens. Slagging off is not helpful. I get it. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not slagging him off, but I'm just pointing out the obvious. And in all fairness, he should have been phased out from last season if we're being truthfully honest. Always make this point. The guy plays for Scotland. They called him because of grandmothers, grandpas, whatever it may be, and he still doesn't start for Scotland, and he's a Leeds United starter in the Premier League. Make that sink into your head. They fit in Tierney and Robertson to play in centre-back positions and other guys ahead of Liam Cooper for Scotland. That's what I'm saying. So please, there's context with everything. I don't say things just for the sake of saying it. I say it because I'm using my eyes. I can see what's going on here. But you know what? Moving on from that, they go 1-0 up with that scrappy goal. And again, we're looking for Raphinha to bail us out yet again and again. Second half comes, Harrison is off, Roberts is on. And I can imagine what everyone was thinking there. I can't put that up there, no. But yeah, Roberts is on. And to be honest, it didn't really matter because Harrison was just poor for the first half. So he can have no complaints about getting dragged off at halftime. We bring Roberts on, revert to James, Raphinha on the wings, Roberts up front. And yeah. You got what we've gotten from the last 60 plus games. It's again, just like the Cooper thing, what Robert Hall was saying earlier, no point keep on going over it because it just happens, doesn't it? So, but then Raphinha gets tackled by Saiss and he goes off. Now, at first I thought the tackle was a yellow card until I saw it again. And I don't go by previous things. I'm not doing the whole, if Struijk got sent off for the Harvey Elliott tackle, then we should get a red card. I don't do that stuff. I leave that to other people. But me, I go by precedent. Now, we saw the precedent being set that just because the tackle wasn't deliberate, malicious, but there was an injury off it, it was a red card. So in this case for Saiss on Raphinha, it should have been a red card. Somebody should have intervened. It wasn't even a yellow card. He got a yellow card for dissent or something like that. That's what I'm saying. It's not about what's happened before. It's about consistency in decisions. And yet again, the referees in this country do not give you consistency. It should have been a red card when you really put it next to a lot of other tackles that have happened this season. So, yeah, Wolves got away with one there. He could have possibly got a second yellow when did he foul Tyler Roberts? I'm not sure who he fouled. I can't remember now, but he did another tackle where the referee ran over, but it was almost like he remembered he'd already booked him for dissent and then just said, I'm having a word with you. But I think he was going to pull out a yellow card. But then once he'd done that, he would have realized he'd had to send him off. And for some reason, he bottled it. He didn't want to do that. And listen, Raphinha goes off, Summerville comes on. And Summerville did start a little cold. I don't think he was expecting to come on. He did start a little cold, but that's fine. He warmed up and he was tremendous in the game. Like, let's talk about the last 20 minutes, yeah? Click comes off. Let's get Click out of the way. He goes off for Gelhardt on 60 minutes. And yeah, that was needed because we was on top, especially going into the last 20 minutes, we was on top of the game. For me, Wolves would have won the game, but without doing anything really spectacular. But in all fairness, Click needed to come off another game. Click just doesn't. He hasn't done nothing. Simple as that. But yeah, the two youngsters come on and absolutely changed the game for us. We're on the front foot. Llorente was pinging them from centre back forward, making things happen. Melier was our next best defender because he was turned into a sweeper in the end. He was like our sweeper keeper, Manuel Neuer settings. But Summerville was going past players. He was dribbling past players. He was creating things. He was making things happen. It was such a good sight to see when we've seen in many of the games this season, not a lot of players being able to do that. So, well, Kevin, no one's asking you to stay. See you later. That's what I'm saying. People, I don't understand people. This is a YouTube channel. You've clicked on the link to watch me, yeah? If you don't like what you're hearing, click off. Just get lost. There's other things for you to listen to and watch. If you want to listen to something else, go and listen to something else. Yeah, I've blocked him. I've blocked him, Edward. He ain't coming back here. But yeah, listen, Summerville spectacular, but even better was Gelhardt today. That's what I knew Gelhardt was capable of. And this is what I was saying. He needs to start ahead of either Rodrigo or Roberts. He has to. And he definitely has to start ahead of one of those two next week. I'm not even talking about the Arsenal game. Forget that game. That's a cup game. I'm talking about against Norwich, who, listen, we have to win that game. Norwich are absolutely awful. No matter how bad we may have been, Norwich are offering zero to this league, and they haven't done every time they come up. So for me, Gelhardt gets his start next week. I don't see how he doesn't. The guy was just dribbling with the ball around these huge Wolves defenders with no fear. He had a shot that Sarr saved, with tremendous save, by the way, by Sarr. Brilliant shot. He had another one that he lost his composure a little bit, that went over the bar. Fair enough, but he created that goal. He set that up with that run that he made and earned the penalty. So listen, that was superb from Gelhardt today. I love what I saw. I knew he would give us that. That's why I've been begging for this guy to be started. Sometimes you just know. Sometimes you just know that a player's got it, and I've kind of got it right so far. I saw it with Creswell. I've said it Summerville at the start to replace Helder Costa, and I knew with Joe Gelhardt that we would get something. And he was good today. He was excellent. Yeah, people. Hey, listen, we don't need to give people like that any time in the comments, man. Let's just talk about the good play from Summerville and Gelhardt today. Let's ignore people like that. But yeah, and he gets the penalty, wins the penalty, great run. And Rodrigo, listen, he had a lot of pressure on his shoulders, man. He had a lot of pressure on his shoulders because you could feel it. I could feel it through the TV, especially in the first half. The crowd were getting a little antsy, but in the second half, the crowd picked up singing and getting the team on, pushing the team on. And he had a lot of pressure on his shoulders because if he had missed that, can you imagine the atmosphere? Could you imagine the comments? Could you imagine everything? But he slotted it away. Fair play to him. Rodrigo got the goal. And yeah, we come out with a 1-1 draw. And I think it was well deserved. I don't think we deserved to lose in the end. First half, I think we couldn't really complain about being 1-0 down, but Wolves didn't offer much. Apart from hitting us on the counter-attack later in the game when we was pushing for the equalizer, Wolves didn't really do much for me. So yeah, big props to Rodrigo for putting that away. And more from that from our young guns. Listen, somebody just put here. Let me just... hold on a second. Getting another one out of here. PSF says, yeah, of course, this is from my time here. Remember O'Leary's babies were on the cusp of this. He also needs to realize, and I hope he does. I hope he does realize that now, that he does need to, play our youngsters a bit more now, trust them a bit more. I've got faith in them. I've definitely got faith in them now. especially Jaffe and Summerville. I think if Summerville gets a start next, I think we'll see that from the very start. I think he'll give us that from the start. We need to wait and see what's happening with Raphinha. I just saw that he was walking with crutches, which isn't a very good sign. But when it rains, it pours. Yeah. Just gonna go through some of the comments here. Hold on. Doctor again with a super chat. Summerville will be a problem. Jaffe, yo, King. Yep, absolutely, man. Those were the two positives from the game. Because there was even a little passage of play between the previous two, Rodrigo and Tyler Roberts, where Roberts tried to pass in front and Rodrigo just didn't run the ball, went out of play. It's like, please stop. Shout out to David Skarica, addicted to profits. Start Gelhardt and Summerville against Arsenal. We have nothing to lose. We are expected to lose anyhow. I'm not expecting to lose just yet to Arsenal because I think both teams will be very different. So we'll see about that. It's not the time to talk about the Arsenal game yet. But yeah, I would start him in the next game and I'll start him against Norwich too. Give him a run of games because they've offered us more in a near half an hour cameo than quite a few of these players have done all season long. Let's be truthful. Martin is saying, sorry, I know some are going to disagree, but Rodrigo wasn't good enough today. I'm still waiting on him to step up. Yeah, I'm with Martin. I don't think his overall play was good enough today. I'm not one of these people that when somebody scores, they're automatically man of the match. I think that's a flawed way to look at football. He does need to improve a lot in his game, but we've been saying that for quite a while too. Ben Wolfenden saying Cresswell at the back needs to come on for Cooper every now and again. Yeah. Martin Peters, Gelhardt did more in 20 minutes than Rodrigo did all game. Who's worth 28 million? Just going through some of the comments here. Shout out to everyone in the building. Like the stream if you like it. If you don't like it, dislike it. It's all good. Let's get a few positive comments in about the kids here. I've just clicked on one. Mark Jones, hey KG, old lad. Hey, Rod's not good enough for Roberts again. Gelhardt needs a start. Yeah. Disabled team in the house. Cresswell could learn so much from Llorente. Yeah, playing together. Look at the advancement that Cresswell would get playing next to Llorente. I think it would be ideal. I would love to see them both playing together. I really would. I think it would be a really good partnership. I don't care if Cresswell doesn't have a left foot, and there's plenty of partnerships that have had two left footers and two right footers. That's what people are saying in regards to Bielsa needing just to adapt a little. I think that's one thing. Just see how it goes. Darren Wong, I don't know if I'm harsh, but Gelhardt showed in one game what we've been waiting for from Roberts for over 60 games. No, not harsh, just a truthful observation that you've made. Philip, come on, everyone, smash the like button. Yeah, please smash the like buttons, people. North Allerton White, I heard on Sky Sports we're in for Barkley. Please tell me that's not true. He's not a Bielsa player. And again, I did touch on this yesterday. So if you haven't seen yesterday's video where I talked about a couple of the rumors and things like that, please go and check that video out. It's the one before this one. But I did mention that about Barkley, and he even did exactly what I said he did yesterday in the video. Shot the ball wide, bad decision making. He's still the same player as he was back then. So no, I don't think so. I think it's just a rumor made up by a website, in all fairness. Yeah. Hisham, I want to see Bait ahead of Click now. Yeah. I want Bait in it ahead of a couple of them, in all fairness. He's the other one that I think will make a difference for us, but we have to wait for Bielsa to give him his shot. Robert Dunlap, at least Gelhardt got more than 14 minutes today, 30 plus 6 minutes injury time, and looked a real threat. He was an absolute threat, man. He was, he gave me exactly what I knew he would give me. He really did. Richard, KG, why don't you do some watch long matches? I've only done one so far, and the last one I did, the only one I've done is a 5-1 loss against Man United. So I do need to do another one, but another one will come very soon. Brian L, thanks KG for your honesty. Leeds, always, man, always honest. Martin Peters, well done to the crowd today for picking the team up in the second half, and that's something I did touch on that, but it would have been so easy for the crowd to really get sucked in, because you felt in the first half they were getting a little antsy, a little bit apprehensive about the game. But they came out in the second half and the crowd was superb. They really did push the team on. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Elland Road is one of the best places to be as a fan. When it's going well, the crowd will be for you. But sometimes when it's not going too well, it can get a little bit tetchy in there. But the crowd really did pick up. So shout out to all the crowd there, man. Yeah, and Mr. P, yeah, that's more like it. Not the result, but the performance. Yeah, the performance, especially in the second half for me, the last 20 minutes in particular. That's what we want to see. And it was almost like the Raphinha injury forced the players just to wake up and take charge of the game. Like, stop relying on Raphinha. They realized that they had to come out with the goods this time. So I don't want to see Raphinha hurt. God damn no. But it was like it was the wake up call for the rest of the players, the rest of the teams to say, well, we don't have ref. We've got to do this now. And they did it. So fair play to him, because they could have easily crumbled in the last when Raphinha went off. And that could have been their excuse of Raphinha got injured. But they didn't use that as an excuse. They kind of used it as a fuel to get better in the game. And they did. So shout out to them. Shout out to the players in light of the second half performance, especially after Raphinha went off. Jake Fox, once KP is back, we'll start playing Bielsa ball properly. Yeah, we need Calvin back. We need Bamford back. Yeah, Bamford for me is missing. It should go said, because I don't think I've really spoke about it enough. But because I've never known the time frame for Bamford's injury, in all fairness, but we do miss Bamford's presence up front. Crazy to say, but when we're thinking about him in the Championship, but we do miss Bamford's play up front. So yeah, hopefully he's back sooner than we anticipate. But until he is, let's give Joe Gelhardt a run up front. Yeah. Yeah, Richard saying, to be honest, I thought the game picked up when Raphinha left the pitch. Yeah, and that's not an indictment on Raphinha. That just shows how much we rely on him. So Richard isn't saying that Raphinha was bad. He was saying that it wasn't until he went off that the rest of the team had to wake up. So, yeah. That's all he's saying there. Yeah, this is a good point. The IR true. Bamford drags the defense all over, allowing Raphinha, etc. on goal. We miss him for that. Yeah, that's what I mean. He does a lot of that work that we're not getting up front right now. So, yeah. Listen, I'm not going to keep this one long. I'm going to keep this one pretty short. Going into the game against Norwich, there is no way on earth we can think about doing anything but beating Norwich. Like, for me, there's no excuse for it, because they're literally dead. They're dead food. We should be beating Norwich next week. So a couple of the results went our way today, but then Watford went and beat Everton away. Unbelievable stuff, but it happens, and you can't predict every result, but that's what we want to see. More of the same from the last 20 minutes, and we'll be more than fine this season. I'm sure of it. I never said anything about relegation. People ask, and people think we're in trouble. I'm disappointed with what I've seen so far, but relegation's not really been on my mind. And after that comeback today, I'm more sure that we'll be fine. I'm more sure we'll be fine. But we got to give it to Norwich next week. We deserve to. We got to hide them next week, definitely, because they're just awful. Just before I check out here, yeah, Reggie Gamer, Gelhardt has to start next game, surely. I hope so. So yeah, people, a 1-1 draw. At least it's not a loss. We move on to the next game, and hopefully we take that second half performance forward and win that one. I don't know if I'm going to do a preview for the Arsenal game. I'm not sure. It all depends on if I can get anybody. I won't be doing one by myself for this one cup game. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see if I can get anybody in for an Arsenal preview for the game. But yeah, PSF man, they're relentless on this thing, man. But yeah, listen, people, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you in the next video. Turn on the notifications to know when I'm going to upload next or go live next. So yeah, 1-1 draw, we move. Peace.